Okay. Why y'all get the energy? Y'all put y'all hands together and make some noise for Big Red! Yeah, regular, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna come up here and do his thing, you know what I'm saying? Oh, this one's gonna take it. Yeah, go to the chair, man.
Can you
take your time. Clap him to the stage, clap him to the stage.
Hello, hello.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, New Orleans Seafood Daiquiris? How y'all doing tonight? All right, so this week I've been thinking a lot about my childhood, and I just played the theme song from one of my favorite childhood shows. Do any of y'all know how to get to Sesame Street? Do you know how to get there? No? Well, I can tell you. All you gotta do is climb up my leg and ask Big Bird. Ah, fuck me. So I've been thinking a lot about my childhood, and I think about, now that I turned 50, I'm like, you know, I start thinking back to the things my mama used to tell me, things my grandparents used to tell me. And my grandparents raised me, and I used to call my grandma Nanny, so keep that in mind for later. So they would tell you stuff like, if you jerk off, you'll go blind, or you'll get hair on the palm of your hands. And I'm here to tell you, I still got 20/20 vision, and I ain't never been to the barber to get my hand shaved. Mac, I know you a barber by trade. Have you ever shaved a dude's hands from having hairy hands from jerking off? That shit don't exist. So old people tell the young folks some bullshit that ain't true. And I remember another thing in my childhood, when I was a teenager, one of my first jobs, I was born and raised in New Orleans. I know we got some New Orleans people in here. You know, they call New Orleans the sportsman's paradise, so you got a bunch of fishing shops. And I worked at a fishing shop out in St. Bernard Parish, and my job was to put the worm on the hook for those people that couldn't stomach putting the worm on the hook. And I got real good at my job, and they called me the masturbator. Tough crowd tonight, tough crowd. So I was also thinking back to when I was a young kid. My grandparents raised me, like I said earlier. My grandma, I used to call her Nanny. And I remember she was sitting in the kitchen eating breakfast, and she's yelling to my grandpa, man, I think I'm starting to get hot flashes. I'm getting old, I'm getting hot flashes. I looked in the kitchen, and I say, Grandma, you ain't having hot flashes? Your titties are in the oatmeal. Old people, gotta love them. And, you know, I used to struggle with my weight. I would be skinny, I'd get fat, get skinny, get fat. I was doing that whole yo-yoing thing. Until now, recently, that yo-yo string popped, and this is what you end up with. You're stuck with this fat ass. Fuck me. And like I said earlier, I am 50 now. I turned 50 last December. And they were talking, you know, I've heard women say, oh, I'm 50 and fabulous. And ain't nothing fabulous about being 50. You know, your knees start creaking, your elbows start creaking, parts of your body start hanging where they shouldn't hang. Like, and nobody ever tells you this. You know, now when you sit down and take a shit and your balls hang in the water, they used to never hit in the water. So you can't even do a courtesy flush for yourself no more because you got the turd shark gonna tap you on the balls. And I ain't trying to have no shit, no chocolate covered salty balls. And my grandma, she used to tell me, she's like, you need to go outside and play. I mean, when we were young, that's all you did. You stayed outside and played the whole time because you didn't want to come inside, because once you came back inside, they're like, oh, it's too late, you ain't going back outside. And my grandma, she would fix my plate when I was little, overfeed me and talk about you can't leave the table until you clear your plate. You know how them old folks used to do you? You can't leave the table until you finish eating. And she goes, there's a bunch of starving people in Africa, starving people in China. I'm like, well, don't cook me so much, send that shit there, and we'll be all right. But no, she would overfeed me. That's how I ended up getting fat when I was a kid. I lost a lot of weight, and then I married a woman who liked to have pasta and bread every meal, so I got fat again, went on disability, and I can't exercise and lose the weight now, so I'm stuck being a fat ass. I'm all right with that. That's just more of me to love. My grandpa used to tell me when I was younger and I kept yo-yoing with my weight, he would say, son, you know, if you don't get that weight off and keep it off, when you get older, that will no longer be considered a belly. That would be considered a tombstone for a dead dick. Oh, and then you're 50, you find out what 50-50 really means. You know, it means sometimes stuff works, sometimes it won't. You know, you got a 50-50 chance. And then once you get older, us men, you know, it's a chance. 50% of the time, your dick ain't gonna work. Or at least not when you want it to. Wake up with that morning wood almost pissing your face, but no, when you need it to work, it just leaves you high and dry. So they came out with these pills. They got the Viagra, the original OG blue pill to make your dick hard. And I recently seen that they have these new pills I see on Facebook. They run the ads for a pill called Hims. And I'm like, that's some bullshit. Why don't they make some hers? You know, let the women take the pill from the, you know, and maybe it'll help them orgasm quicker, and we ain't gotta look for the little man in the boat no more. He could row that shit by himself. And then I just recently seen they came out with something called Blue Chew. And it comes in a pouch. It looks like it comes in a pouch like some chewing tobacco or some snuff. And I'm like, Blue Chew, that just sounds like some hillbilly shit. So what do you get, a hillbilly hard on? You use that if you're trying to fuck your sister? Shit, I don't even have a sister to try to fuck. So, and plus I don't live in Alabama. Oh, man. So then, let's see what else we got here. I recently went to Golden Corral with another comedian friend of mine, and he's doing a show down the street, and he hasn't performed in a while, and he wanted to run some jokes by me, so I was like, yeah, let's go to lunch. I swooped him up, we going, he's like, where we going? I said, right there. He's like, oh, and he just got so excited, he's like, man, I didn't even know they had one over here. And he's like, we going to Golden Corral, we going to Golden Corral. I said, motherfucker, we remaking White Man Can't Jump, we going to Sizzler, we going to Sizzler. I thought we were remaking the old White Man Can't Jump movie. And then I noticed, you know, because whenever you go to Golden Corral, you eat more than what you should. But I noticed, keep this in mind, next time you go to Golden Corral, you go through the exit door is right next to the exit door, and the exit door is actually about 1.5 to 2 feet wider than the entrance door. So they expect you to sit there and eat a shit ton of food and come out weighing 50 pounds more than when you went in. They know you're gonna eat a shit ton of food. Let's see. I got one more for y'all. I'm gonna need a little help. You mind helping me with this one? You mind coming up and give me a little hand? Yeah. Come on, it'll be quick and easy. What's your name, Ed? What's that? Kenzo. Give it up to Kenzo real quick. Come on up here. I'm gonna put one penny in your hand at a time. Let me see you. Put your hand on. Do you smell that? It's a scent. Yeah, we're gonna put two there. Do you see the fruit? It's a pear. How about the third one? Do you see the snakes? It's 3 copperheads. How about 4? Do you see the cars? It's 4 Lincolns. Okay, so we got one more, and hopefully you get this right. This is the one. This is the one for the money. Do you see the pussy? Do you see the pussy? What do you expect seeing some pussy for 5 cents? You don't see no fucking pussy for 5 cents. Go sit back on down, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's all I got prepared for you guys tonight. Don't forget to tip your bartender and waiter, because the more you drink and eat, the better you're going to feel and the funnier we're going to be. Thank you, guys.
Y'all give it for Big Red one more time for Big Red. Hey, Big Red been coming up with every single week. I really think that's the best I've seen you do. He had some good jokes tonight.
And that's all new stuff. I just wrote that yesterday.
Yeah, you get my copy on this thing, man. This shit hard, man. Anybody who knows